Hello and welcome to Ikike Digest on Home FTV. This is COP29 special edition of Ikike's Digest. On Ikike's Digest, we aim to continuously bring to light environmental issues as it affects communities and bring our listeners to speed with environmental issues. In today's edition, which is a special edition from COP29 here in Baku, we're looking at the state of the environment in Colombia, and we're fortunate to have met with the Vice Minister for Environment of Colombia, which is Tatiana and Avendaño. Tatiana is a petroleum engineer and has a master's degree in Latin American study with petroleum and cultural mention from the Simeon Bolivar André University of Ecuador, and is currently the Vice Minister of Environment in Colombia. Previously, she has led the Census Agua Viva, an environmental organization that is part of Friends of the Earth International. You're welcome, Tatiana.
Thank you, Komi, and thank you with Homens for the invitation to the virtual space. And I would like to take the opportunity to greet everyone who is visiting this channel.
Thank you so very much. So we'll go straight. Can you share with us the state of the environment of Colombia?
Okay, Colombia is an environmental situation is complex, shaped by its status as one of the world's most biodiversity countries, but also severely threatened by both climate change and internal army and social conflicts. And the country faces significant challenges due to climate crisis with increased floods, droughts, and the melting of Paramos. Paramos is a high mountain and affected ecosystem and local communities. Colombia suffered during the last 3 years between 2021 to 2023 suffered the longest La Niña phenomenon, and with several impacts on several regions of our country. And the most recently consolidated loss and damage assessment report by the Natural Risk Management Unit indicates that the losses from this phenomenon were equivalent to 1.52% of the GDP in 2022. And this phenomenon generated for the problem for the national economy. An additional illegal armed group drive illegal mining and deforestation, particularly in the Amazon region. But we have a lot of problems, but we have a very interesting social movement to defend territories, to defend the water, defend the mountains, and this they're struggling not only against destruction, but also against violence and intimidation from those seeking to control this valued territory. And addressing Colombia's environmental crisis requires a comprehensive approach, the convenience, conservation, care, and with support for the defenders and effort to combat illegal activity in our country.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of challenges that you face there in Colombia. So what's Colombia's position in this ongoing COP29?
And COP29 Colombia focused on several key priorities to address the climate crisis. And first, it advocates for an ambitious fossil fuels phase out target as a fundamental step to mitigation climate change, urging major polluting countries to take concrete steps toward a just social, ecological, and energy transition. Second, Colombia calls for adequate, sufficient, and accessible financing for development countries, emphasizing support for the adaptation, mitigation, and loss and damage. And we cannot accept there is no money for the climate crisis, trillions of dollars are spent on war, but the commitment to the climate action by countries responsible for climate crisis remains insufficient. And finally, Colombia is pushing for a structural reform of the international financial system. I mean to ensure fairer access to climate financing for developing nations, which often face high interest rates and unfavorable conditions.
So let's move personal. Let's talk about you. How does it feel moving from activism to active governance?
Yeah, this is very interesting question. Moving from activists to the governments can be a complex and transformative experience for me. And as an activist, the focus is following on challenging the system, advocate for change from the outside, pushing for urgent transformation, something radical shift. But in government, however, the dynamic shift, you are now responsible or make a decision that affected a broad run of people and navigating a complex political realities, balancing competing interests and working with the established institution. And now I was excited to be part of this government because it's very many things, several things are interesting, including its perspective, environmental perspective, the country's historic moment in Colombia, and the opportunity to work with President Gustavo Petro and Susana Muhammad, our minister. They are a very interesting persons, and also many challenges remain, and it has been rich experience, and there are many lessons to be learned for working with the people, with the communities, and from a different perspective. Yeah.
So, lastly, the last question: what do you intend to? What policies do you intend to bring in? Environmental policies that you intend to bring in?
Okay, our government is deeply commitment to combating climate change, and with a strong focus on transitioning to renewable energy and just transition. His environmental and socio-ecological policies and focus to sustainable mobility, agroecology conversion, ecological restoration, aiming to transform Colombia economy by reducing fossil fuel depends and promoting a new economy. And a key measure has been the suspension of new contracts for oil and coal exploration. And this is a very strong position of our government. And the government has also prioritized deforestation reduction, particularly in the Amazon. We have a lot of problems with the deforestation, and the last year we stopped the deforestation. We have a very important outcome and promote transformation in the agriculture, in the economy, and other sustainable alternatives. And other important things is relating with the bioeconomy, because we are thinking how move our economy, depend of the fossil fuels, to the products, natural product, but not like extractivism. We are thinking to work more in the perspective, the realities in a territory, the acknowledgement of the communities, the products of the jungle, for instance. In our country, people use different products, but they don't have the opportunity to commercialize in our country this product, and we are focused to work with them. We are trying to create a new economy with the jungle. That's it, very important. And personally, I see this moment as historic, and as the government has listened to the social organization and integrate their proposal into the public policy. And notably, our president has emphasized the environmentalists. He listened, he understands our struggle, and he is interested to stop the extractivism in our country and promote a new relation with nature. We talk about the peace with nature. Was a important slogan in a COP in Cali, and we are thinking we need to recover our relation with the nature. Encouraging creative. The president always say it's important to put our creativity and one collective effort to address the profound systemic crisis we face.
Well, that's very interesting to know that you are pushing for peace with nature. Thank you so much, Tatiana, for
No,
honoring
thank you.
us. I'm super grateful. And you would agree with me that it's been an interesting session with Tatiana. We look forward to seeing you again some other time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Romy.
Thank you.
Finally. Sorry, ma.
Thank you for staying with us, and you've been listening to Tatiana. We do hope that you find this episode interesting. See you again in our next episode. But before then, do well to follow us on our social media handle at EcoHomef and visit our website www.homef.org. I remain your host, Kome Odomo. Thank you.